Welcome back to OTR, and the Sunday Roundtable is here. 2023 is already off to a busy start. Changes everywhere. No changes here. Well, there is one. There is one. Democratic political analyst Marianne Marsh is with us this morning, and Republican political analyst Rob Gray is with us this morning. Great to see you guys. So you just heard the Senate president. What pops out to you? I mean, as we start 2023.
Well, to me, you talked about teachers' unions trying to get the right to strike at the expense of kids, and she was sort of vanilla on it. I expect her to speak out against this. Mm-hmm. This is a terrible, terrible idea. I hope that our political leadership, including the new governor, is going to nip this in the bud before kids pay the price again.
I think it's her community college proposal, which made news last week, continues to make news, and it's very much needed here in Massachusetts. Now, you can argue over, whether it should be free or affordable.
Right.
But that is what's going to get jobs, people in jobs that are needed here in Massachusetts. There's a dearth of employees that we need, and that's not happening. And almost every county in Massachusetts has a community college. South Carolina and Alabama use community colleges to get BMW and Mercedes. They change their curriculum. So from the custodian staff to the CEO, you can take classes to learn how to do it. It is much cheaper to do it that way than have employers training employees.
But forgive the simplistic nature of the question, but if community college was free, would more people go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, education's expensive now, as we all know, and everyone's saddled by debt. And if you're going to a community college, you're working too.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's talk about Governor Healey. This is historic. She met that moment with some bold policy promises during her inaugural address, and let's talk about some of them. She is making a big push on housing, and so have other governors. But do you think she can succeed where others have failed, Marianne?
Yes. Will it be hard? Yes. But she will succeed because there's a political appetite for it, and there's a necessity for it. People want housing. People need housing. People want housing near public transit. All of that. And you heard the Senate president today talking about land across the state that's available. And we need to do all those things. So I think there's finally the political will and appetite, not only at the State House, but also in City Hall with Mayor Wu and others to do this. I think you're going to see a radical transformation.
Tens of thousands of people are leaving Massachusetts, Rob. What do you think about this?
And she referred to that. I mean, listen, she's a breakthrough governor, but I think it was a pretty traditional speech that she gave. And in that, I mean that, she put out a lot of stuff that sounds good, but it's hard to put into practice. I mean, Mitt Romney tried 20 years ago to put developments for housing around T-stops, and what you find out is that the local towns and cities where the T-stops are, they have their own processes that grind these things to a halt. The states put in all these environmental regulations that grind these things to a halt. So on housing, we're a victim of the very regulations that our legislature and governors have put in over the past 2 decades. They hurt building housing.
Well, let's talk about where Massachusetts sits right now. Rob, let me start with you. With basically one-party rule on Beacon Hill. Who's going to be driving the policy bus? Is it going to be the new Democratic governor? Is it going to be the House Speaker, Ron Mariano? Is it going to be the Senate President, Karen Spilka? Should we expect an early turf war, or what do you think? Well,
I think clearly behind the scenes, there's going to be a battle for the steering wheel. You would assume it's the governor, but listen, the legislative leaders, they feel like they've been there longer. They have their own agenda. They don't work for the governor. That being said, it'll be quiet until there's a dispute, and then maybe it'll become public. But that being said, there's such a big surplus. There's $5 billion more of wiggle room that it may be a pillow fight, because when there's all sorts of dollars around, it makes it easier to sweep stuff under the rug.
Marianne, what do you think?
Well, the bus driver drives the bus. So that's the governor in this case. But the people on the bus decide the stops. So you've got Spilka and Mariano on one side or the other. I think you're going to see more cooperation probably between Spilka and Healey, and I think you're already seeing it in the community college proposals. Mariano's already come out and said he's been a little cool on some of the tax cut proposals Maura Healey's proposed. But I think, again, the appetite to get things done in Massachusetts, the political environment is radically different, and there's going to be a lot of push to get things done.
Well, speaking of, let's come back to the MBTA. Governor Healey is taking her time before appointing a new MBTA general manager. She also says she will appoint a first ever transportation safety chief, and she wants to see 1,000 new MBTA jobs filled this year. Marianne, is this too ambitious?
It has to be done. And frankly, it should have been done by Charlie Baker. So she's got to get this done. She has no choice but to get this done. She wants to get it done, and she needs to get it right, which is why the GM pick is so important. The safety person should have been in place long, long ago. And one more reason to have community colleges to get more people to work for the team.
Isn't that what she said in her speech the other day? Well, let's get it done.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, so I agree on this. But I cut her some slack because Charlie Baker's been trying to hire these people for 2 years. It's not easy. They're competing with the private sector. These jobs, unlike a lot of jobs now, you have to show up to work. You can't do a hybrid. You can't do remote.
Right.
But I hope she gets it done because the T is not going to get fixed unless you have the labor force there to operate the equipment.
Recruiting has been tough.
You just mentioned Charlie Baker. Let's talk about Charlie Baker. He left office as the most popular governor in the country. He was emotional during his final days at the State House yesterday, but Charlie's an emotional human being anyway. So, I mean, he's emotional when he walks out the door to go to work. So you could tell that he loved the job he had, though, and that's, I think I'm stating that correctly. So his next gig is president of the NCAA. Is that just a placeholder position, Marianne, or do you see him back on the political stage 2, 4, 6, 8 years from now?
Geez, I've been saying this for weeks, right?
Yes, you have.
I mean,
Yeah.
First of all, I thought the interview that Maria Stefanos did with Charlie was very revealing. And look, he's never said no. He's never said he's not doing it. He's never denied that he might do it. I think in the end, the job's perfect to launch a presidential campaign.
The NCAA job.
Yes. The challenge will be, how does he handle it? Like the NILs. How is he going to handle the portals and transfers? How is he going to handle the huge inequities between women's sports and men's sports in this country? So, yes, he's making a lot of money, but he's meeting a ton of people who can raise him money. He will get more national profiles than he ever had here. It's everything you would want if you want to run for president.
NIL, name, image, likeness.
Yeah.
Rob, what do you think?
Yeah, I think on that front, it's just whack-a-mole. There's so many problems in the NCAA. I think he's going to have his hands full just fixing those problems. Number one, even if he has the intention of using it as a launching pad, can anybody name the last 5, the last 2 presidents of the NCAA?
No.
Any president of the NCAA?
But we can tell you they made $3 million a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, the truth is it's off-Broadway in Indianapolis. I don't see it as a perch to launch a future presidential
Charlie's always been
campaign.
very artful in getting press.
Well,
so.
Charlie just turned 66. Is that a factor at all?
No.
Okay.
How
We can-
old's Joe Biden?
Thank you very much.